It could be our last night in this world, you know?
Yes, well, I'm glad you're here.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most memorable TV duos with romantic potential that never fully came to fruition. Spoilers ahead.
What if Lucas and Haley get married? I'm serious about this one, because if there's one thing that I know, it's that audiences get crazy over who ends up together.
Number 10, Paris Geller and Jess Mariano, Gilmore Girls.
So Paris likes Jess.
Yeah.
Rory, is this true?
No matter how little screen time characters have together, fans will still notice the potential for a new couple. In the Gilmore Girls Season 2 episode, There's the Rub, Rory hung out with two people who don't usually interact. Rival-turned-friend Paris Geller and love interest Jess Mariano.
The Beats believed in shocking people, stirring things up.
They believed in drugs, booze, and petty crime.
Well, then you could say that they exposed you to a world that you wouldn't have otherwise known. Isn't that what great writing's all about?
That was not great writing. That was the National Enquirer of the 50s.
You're cracked.
Typical guy response. Worship Kerouac and Bukowski. God forbid you'd pick up anything by Jane Austen.
Hey, I've read Jane Austen.
You have?
Yeah, and I think she would have liked Bukowski.
Paris and Jess's brief discussion of literature showed how well they get along and matched each other's intellect. However, others believed they were too different, and that a romantic relationship wouldn't last. Paris wouldn't like Jess's lack of ambition, and he wouldn't be down with her neurosis and snobbish tendencies. Still, many fans agree that not developing a real friendship was a missed opportunity for an interesting duo.
Oh, that's good. That's really, really good.
You like hot sauce?
I don't know. Should I?
I think it's wise.
Number 9, Daryl Dixon and Carol Peltier, The Walking Dead franchise. Fans of The Walking Dead know that characters can find love while surviving the zombie apocalypse, so shipping Daryl Dixon and Carol Peltier wasn't far-fetched.
I love you.
I love you too.
Although both appeared in the show's first season, the pair's defining moment of kinship happened in the second. Amid a search for Carol's daughter Sophia, Daryl brought her a Cherokee rose.
I'm not fool enough to think there's any flowers blooming for my brother. But I believe this one bloom for your little girl.
Neither one was the best at expressing emotions, but over the next decade, fans watched as the two let themselves be vulnerable with each other and continued to grow closer as friends. While we saw more of their unbreakable bond in the Daryl Dixon spin-off, showrunner David Zabel had no plans to turn their relationship romantic. Sorry, Carol shippers.
I'm allowed to be a little sad. You're my best friend.
Come here.
Number 8, Annie Edison and Jeff Winger, Community. Throughout its 6-season run, Dan Harmon's Community saw different characters go through crushes, flings, and actual relationships. Annie Edison and Jeff Winger, two members of the core study group, shared an attraction early on and locked lips twice in season 1 alone. However, the age gap was a major factor in them not dating.
We agreed that you and I kissing was a mistake. And if anyone were to find out about it, I would be tarred, feathered, and put on one of those websites people check when they're buying a house.
When they first met, Jeff was in his 30s and Annie wasn't even 20. While they each explored other relationships, their chemistry remained strong, leading to more intimate moments.
The long looks, the stolen glances, the general atmosphere of would they, might they?
Annie, I think you're reading into some things.
In the season 6 finale, they still didn't end up together because they were on separate paths. They did sneak in one more kiss though. Who knows? If we get a Community movie, maybe they'll finally make it official.
Season 7, who knows? It's out of our hands. Too many variables.
Cool.
Number 7, Guillermo de la Cruz and Nandor the Relentless, What We Do in the Shadows. Many fans of FX's What We Do in the Shadows were rooting for the dutiful human familiar turned bodyguard Guillermo de la Cruz to get together with his master Nandor the Relentless.
I really do need to do my own thing, but just because we don't work together doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Friends?
Yeah.
The two had an undeniable affection for one another, even though the centuries-old vampire hated to admit it. For years, the show teased a romance, like when Nandor wished for his new bride, Marwa, to like everything he likes, and she was very loving towards Guillermo.
I don't know what I would do without you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
That's date? No, that's a lot of kissing.
Still, the series writers didn't follow through, and in the end, Nandermo remained platonic. However, we did get a chaste kiss in an alternate ending. At least they'll be friends. And if Nandor gets his way, they'll also be partners in crime fighting.
To be friends would be cool. But you know what would be really cool?
What?
Are you kidding me?
Number 6, Phoebe Buffay and Joey Tribbiani, friends.
One of you girls come over here and kiss me.
Forget it!
Right. Hey, come on. I need your help here.
All right, I'll do it. I've kissed him before. I can do it again.
See this? Huh? This is a friend.
When most people think of Friends, they're likely reminded of the long-running will-they-won't-they relationship between Ross and Rachel. There's also Monica and Chandler, an unexpected but ultimate sweet pairing that proved opposites attract. But die-hard Friends fans will remember the many times one coupling was teased yet never materialized.
Are you serious? Yeah, I locked him in years ago. Wait, so if neither of you are married by the time you're 40, you're gonna marry Joey?
Yeah, we shook on it. Yeah, but believe me, that is not how he wanted to seal the deal.
Other than being the only two not dating in the friend group, Phoebe and Joey are also the quirkiest among them. They are both very flirtatious and frequently match each other's crazy. The two kissed on more than one occasion, though it was almost always treated as something casual. But no matter how kismet they seem to be, fans never got the power couple they hoped for.
You can't marry him.
Hey, lady, your day's over. It's my turn.
Phoebe!
What? Why can't you marry me?
Number 5, Clarke Griffin and Bellamy Blake. The 100. Like others on this list, Clarke Griffin and Bellamy Blake began as adversaries before forming a co-partnership. Throughout several separations and reunions on the show, they gradually became close friends.
May we meet again.
May we meet again.
Co-stars Eliza Taylor and Bob Morley seemingly infused some romance into their performances, being told their characters were headed that way. However, the team ultimately went in a different direction.
I said I wouldn't lose anyone else. But I have. You. That doesn't matter to you, though, does it, Disciple Blake? So much for together.
Many fans, especially Bellarke shippers, were disappointed with the way things ended between them. Not only did they not end up together, Clarke kills Bellamy after he becomes one of the disciples.
Look at yourself. What you feel right now. The need to protect someone you love so badly, you're willing to kill your closest friend.
In 2019, though, real-life lovebirds Taylor and Morley tied the knot off-screen, creating their own happy ending. Number 4, Bonnie Bennett and Damon Salvatore, The Vampire Diaries. In author L.J. Smith's novels, Vampire Damon and Witch Bonnie were an item, though they didn't end up together. However, in the CW show, the characters were never together and actually hated each other at first.
With all that power, is there no way to increase your odds?
Careful, Damon. Might start to think you actually care.
We wouldn't want that.
Their eventual friendship developed since they were often in the forced proximity because of Elena Gilbert. In season 6, Bonnie and Damon leaned on each other while trapped in a prison world, going from enemies to platonic soulmates.
In the first second, I thought how amazing it would feel to have Elena in my arms again. By second number 2, I kissed her. And by the third, I remembered, you're my best friend. And that if anything ever happened to you, I would lose my mind.
Many felt the two had great chemistry, and their scenes had palpable tension, but creatives behind the scenes clearly didn't want that for the characters. The overall treatment of Bonnie is a point of contention in the fandom, and her story ending with Damon arguably made it all the worse.
Please, let go, Bonnie, or I will.
Damon, don't you dare!
Number 3, Brienne of Tarth and Tormund Giantsbane, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones isn't a show one watches for light-hearted moments, but Tormund Giantsbane's obvious crush on Brienne of Tarth was a pleasant surprise.
I'm no king, but if I were, I'd knight you 10 times over.
He sees her when she arrives at Castle Black and is smitten. Tormund's unrequited love is played for laughs, but many saw him as a much better match for Brienne than Jaime Lannister. Unlike others, he found her appearance just as beautiful as her physical strength and admired her more masculine qualities.
I see the way she looks at me. How does she look at you? Like she wants to carve you up and eat your liver? You do know her. We've met. I want to make babies with her. Think of them. Great big monsters that conquer the world.
However, that didn't mean Brienne had to feel the same way. In the end, we appreciate that he accepted the heartbreak. Sadly, Tarth Bane just wasn't meant to be.
We're all going to die. But at least we die together.
Number 2, Xena and Gabrielle, Xena Warrior Princess.
Promise me one thing.
What?
You'll follow your heart, and don't worry about me.
You're part of my heart.
After her debut in Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, Xena the Warrior Princess became the title character of her own show. In the first episode, she meets Gabrielle, aka the battling bard of Potadia, who becomes her traveling companion.
You know, where I'm headed, there will be trouble.
I know.
Then why would you want to go into that with me?
That's what friends do. They stand by each other when there's trouble.
All right, friend.
Media in the 1990s wasn't exactly known for queer representation, so any semblance of a romance between Xena and Gabrielle was just subtext. However, fans were clued into what the writers were seemingly going for, and quickly started shipping the two women. Xena and Gabrielle were never an official couple on screen, but at least folks got some satisfaction in 2019's Xena Warrior Princess's comic run.
You are the most dear thing to me in all the world. And yet instead of protecting you, I'm here because I want to be here.
I love you, Xena.
I love you too, Gabrielle.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Tori Vega and Beck Oliver, Victorious. Bori shippers wanted these two to be a lot more than BFFs.
I know what'll make you feel better.
Jumping jacks?
Kiss me.
Let's do it.
Betty Suarez and Daniel Meade, Ugly Betty. This series' ambiguous ending leaves the close friends' future a mystery.
I think I'm gonna stay around here for a while, see what I can find. Maybe take you to dinner tonight, if you're free.
I would love that.
Hannah Gross and Owen Sharma, The Haunting of Bly Manor. Bly Manor's punny chef and kind housekeeper deserved a happy ending.
I loved you, Owen. I should have told you.
What a life we could have had.
Lucas Scott and Haley James Scott, One Tree Hill. These childhood besties had a brother-sister bond that didn't stop the shippers.
Hey, buddy. Missed you.
Mulan and Aurora, Once Upon a Time. There was no happily ever after for Sleeping Warrior.
I waited too long to tell someone how I felt about them. And when I finally worked up the courage, it was too late.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Dean Winchester and Castiel, Supernatural. For 15 seasons, Supernatural fans watched demon-hunting brothers Sam and Dean Winchester go up against one creature after another. After Dean got dragged to hell, he was rescued by an angel named Castiel, whom he officially met in season 4.
Some angel you are. You burned out that poor woman's eyes.
I warned her not to spy on my true form. It can be overwhelming to humans, and so can my real voice. You already knew that.
Fans took to their funny banter and conflicting personalities, seeing more than a bromance brewing. Dean and Cass went through many ups, downs, deaths, and resurrections, developing a close friendship in the process. In season 15, Cass finally confessed his feelings before sacrificing himself.
Why does this sound like a goodbye? Because it is. I love you.
While while Dean didn't explicitly reciprocate, the loss broke him. Destiel shippers got some validation, but many were hoping for more.
Let me bottom line it for you. I'm not leaving here without you. Understand?
Did you ship any of these pairings? Let us know in the comments below.
Although we do explore the nature of Destiel in Act 2.
Sorry, what?
Oh, it's just subtext. But then again, you can't spell subtext without S-E-X.